Hi, welcome to Two Non-Yarn Snobs. Just me, Sabrina. Anna's not with us today. We're still socially distancing. Admin. You can email us at twononyarnsnobs@gmail.com. You can reach me, Sabrina, on Ravelry as JD's Girl. And you can get Anna as Joey's Rib. You follow us on Instagram as Two Non-Yarn Snobs. Oh, so it's been a little over 2 weeks. I normally record like on Saturday or Sunday, and Sunday we went out as a family and went to Petit Jean Mountain, and I sat on a bench and knitted, and my husband and Jerry and Landon went and hiked to the top of Cedar Falls. And we had a good time. So, I wasn't here to stop and talk to y'all. But, I'm here now. So, we'll just get right on into this. FOs. I don't have as much done for 2.5 weeks as you might think. So, we'll talk some about it. I have one dishcloth. This is just a super simple diamond dishcloth by Louise Patterson. This is Lily's Sugar and Cream. And I just striped in some colors. I think it's really pretty. A nice 4th of July patriotic dishcloth. So now on to the Christmas project. I have one pair done in a child size, and this was some Yarn Bee Dreamy in the color teal, and it's really soft, and I really like them. Ready for Christmas. I think my son has said this pair is his, and this is Red Heart Mistletoe and a Mainstay Basic and Red held together. And that's all the house slippers I got done. And that's pretty much all the knitting I have finished. Other than this one house shoe that there will not be another one made. Because, let me tell you, and this has alpaca in it. It's very hairy. That might have been one of my hairs, but it's got lots of halo. So I actually did the men's size with one strand because this is a chunky 5. And the opening is so small here that I can't get my foot in it. Crash and burn. But, you know, it happens to everyone. Everyone has something happen that just goes completely wrong. For me, this week, or the last 2 weeks, I've had plenty of that. Plenty of things that went awry. But, that's okay. So, Anna and I did meet up on Saturday. Well, I didn't podcast on Saturday. She had borrowed a book of mine, and I was wanting it back, and she was like, well, I need to go to the yarn store. I can meet you there. And I said, well, that's fine, because it's about in the middle of where we live, so that works pretty good. And we put on mask, and the yarn store's not open. She's only open by appointment. You have to call her, and then she'll meet you there if she can. And so we met there, and Anna did some shopping, and I did a little bit of shopping, not much. I bought one skein yarn, and I got some straight needles, and I haven't knitted on straight needles in a long time. There are 3.75, which is what I knit my dishcloths with, and I just thought it might be fun. I have one fingernail polished and it's not really polished because I was testing some dog nail polish.
Remember the sound in the kitchen?
Yeah.
We didn't know what it was?
Yeah.
I've never seen a ketchup bottle actually blow up like that.
No.
Really? Where's Cam at? See? Where's that?
It's over here.
Over there? You gotta see it. I never seen one do that. Well, I don't know why. You know why?
I don't know why.
I never seen it.
That is weird. Did it make a big mess?
It's Berman's ketchup, whoever heard of it, back to hand.
Well, I guess we had a ketchup bottle explode in the kitchen. That will be a little bit of fun to have to take care of. But I'm going to finish this first. So I got myself a pair of straight needles. And I started a dishcloth, but it's not done. But I am enjoying knitting with the straight needles. And I haven't knit with straight needles in a very long time. Ta-da! And then I have another Big Child house slipper on needles. And this is the Red Heart Day Glow.
I got to help here. Sorry about that.
You're fine.
Very quietly.
So we saw these before. I had showed you these when I got them done. Well, I decided that I liked them so much that I was going to keep these. And Jerry took, and this is an experiment. We don't know how well it's going to work or not work. And he took and put Flex Seal on the bottoms of them. So I could wear them outside maybe a little bit, you know, like to go get the mail or something. And then he cut, this is like a anti-fatigue mat or a blocking board. He cut that out, the shape of my foot, to go in the house slippers. So these would be for me. And I thought that was really smart of him. And it ought to make them not so slidey in the house too. So this is not a new FO or a work in progress. It's just an update on an FO. An FO made better. So then I only have one other work in progress to show you. And it is a Tale of Woe also. But I'm going to show it to you. If I can. So this is going to be a pullover sweater for Jerry. And it's one of the Karen anniversary cakes. You see the big mess? Like this. And I'm working from the outside of the cake because someone else had made a sweater with one of these. Louise from Wildflower Wool. And she pulled from the inside, which is what I would have done. And because the cake is so big, it collapsed in on itself. And she was a little concerned with it tangling. And I didn't need that mess in my life. And she said that she recommended that you go from the outside. And it's knitting fine. So I'm going to tell you, yesterday, this was 13 inches. Now you're looking at it and saying, Sabrina, that's not 13 inches. No, it's not. No, it's not. I did a gauge swatch. And I measured and looked at, you know, laid my measuring tape out. And I'm like, 2 stitches to an inch. 2 stitches to an inch. And I know that I need his sweater to be about 48 inches. He's 44 inches in the chest. 45. I have it written down in my wallet, as a matter of fact. But I wanted to give him a couple inches of positive ease, so I wanted it to be 48 inches. And at 2 stitches to an inch, I need to cast on 140 stitches because I didn't find a pattern that I liked, and I was kind of tired of looking and just decided that I would knit a pattern with I would knit this sweater without a pattern. I know, right? Who does that? Well, maybe me. We'll see. But I cast on 140 stitches, and I did, 2 inches of ribbing at the bottom, and I was going and going and going and going, and I was like, this feels really big. So I laid it out on the table and I measured it, and it was 50 inches. Well, that's a lot of positive ease for him. And the poor man, he's 6'9", so his wingspan is 6'9". So to any commercial sweaters that he has ever had in his whole entire life, he's had to buy a 2X or a 3X, and he's this big around. He wears a 34, 38 in pants, and so he's never had a sweater that fit properly. So even if it wasn't a drop shoulder, the shoulder seams are way down here on him to get long enough, and then the body of the sweater is way too big. And I thought about it, and I said, well, I could just continue on and finish the sweater, make the sleeves the right length, and it's just going to be roomy for him. And Sabrina, you wanted to make the man a sweater for him, custom made for him, that was going to fit. He's 63 years old. He ought to have one sweater in his closet that fits properly. Now, this will not be the first sweater I've ever made him. He has a couple of crocheted sweaters that I made him, and another knit sweater that I made him. But you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to wear something that's ill-fitting when it's made just for you. So, last night I pulled all of it out, all 12 inches of it, and cast on 120 stitches because I'm getting 2.5 stitches per inch. Yeah, I did that. I really did that. So I restarted it last night, and I got the ribbing done. And then today at work was a really slow day. It's fall, and a dog just walked through. We have a litter of puppies on the other side of this wall. I have they're about 2 weeks old now. 12 days, 13 days old. And we got her set up with the puppies on the other side of this wall. It's a building with roof and walls, but the puppies are in there. And she decided, since the door was open, because I had the door open because it's a nice day here in Arkansas. I love fall, by the way. We've had nice cool temperatures in the morning, and then it's been getting up into the 80s in the afternoon. And today is going to be the warmest day of the whole week. The rest of the week it's just going to get into the 70s. So I think that's fantastic, and it's sweater weather. So I know this episode might just have to be the tale of woes, because it has not been a good knitting week for me. And then that is all the knitting I have done. But for the first time in a long time, we have yarn adventures. So I have some spinning and some natural dyeing. So first I'll show you my dyeing. And any of you that have been with me for a long time know that I dyed with pokeberries last year a couple of skeins of sock yarn. And it was not this beautiful pinky red that I wanted and what I got this time. I got an orange because we threw the stems in with the berries to make the dye bath, and we got orange this, and I didn't know why, and Anna said, well, I read, maybe I should have done the reading, if you use just the berries, you get magenta, red, pinks, and if you use the stems too, you get orange. So this time I just used the berries. Landon and I went out and did some foraging and found pokeberries and goldenrod. So I did some dyeing with goldenrod that did not turn out. There was color in the pot. It was a yellow, kind of a greeny yellow, and I put the wool in, and the wool absorbed the dye, but it just looks like undyed wool. So that we're going to over dye into something else. But dye with pokeberries. And I haven't done any natural dyeing. Gosh, it might be almost a year. I don't know. So then the other day I decided that I was going to do some spinning, and this is why I don't have as much knitting done. So I have 2 skeins. I spin on a Spinolution Polywog. It is beautiful. So this is about one actual skein. It's probably 250 yards or something. This had been on my wheel since the pandemic broke. So this has been on my wheel 6 months. That's crazy. There's no reason for that. And I'm very excited to get to use it. And then it was like the spinning bug bit me. And I was like, you know, at the last spin-in that we went to, I bought some llama from a local producer. She lives just about a half hour from me. And it was mill processed comb top. So I spun some llama. It is a very hairy. There is lots of halo. Yeah, you can see it. And it didn't spin. I did not spin super consistent. I mean, it's consistent enough to definitely make a project. This would not work for me for a hat. Like on my forehead, no. And it really doesn't have much elasticity in it. It has plenty of drape. And it's very hairy. But no, I wouldn't want it on my head. I don't think I would want it as a scarf around my neck. This is going to be, it is going to grow up and be a scarf. And maybe the herringbone stitch. I think that's a really pretty stitch for my husband. He has felt of it and said, oh yeah, that wouldn't bother me at all. And there is 4 skeins of this lovely llama. And I'm going to twist them all together so they all stay together. It's kind of rusticy. It's not a perfect spin by any means. It was very light, and like you didn't have to draft it. It was falling apart, the comb top. And this is my first time spinning llama. I might have done a sample of llama before, but this is my first big spinning project with llama. So my goal for this week is to get 3 pairs of house shoes done. But the sweater, like, and I did work some on the bottle rocket this week, the other pullover I have going for him, but you know, it's probably a couple of inches that I've gotten done, not enough to really talk about or show you, because I haven't made it to any new part of it. I find myself just wanting to knit the sweater with this huge giant ball of yarn. I am liking the yarn so far. I have run into a knot, and I'm not that far into it, that I had to cut apart, and I'll have to weave the ends in, and I'm not even knit back to where that happened. And like I said, I'm working from the outside of the ball, so I'm not worrying about yarn management or it falling apart on me. And I started a new spinning project that is some South Down, and it's a deep, deep, deep purple. And I have almost one bobbin full. When I get a bobbin full, I'll show it to you. But I've decided I'm just going to spin one night a week, because I have to break my time up, or I will only do the spinning for a whole week and not have any knitting done. And I don't remember when I picked up a crochet hook last. It hasn't been any time recent. And that's okay. You know. So, I can't believe I've already been talking for over 20 minutes. I think, I don't know, guys. Every week or every 2 weeks, if you haven't seen from me in 2 weeks, send me a message or something, like there's something wrong, there's something going on. But if I have anything to talk to you about, I'll be back Saturday, but it may not happen since this is Wednesday. So, until next time. How about that one? Until next time. Whatever fits into the schedule good. Right? Until next time. Keep your needles clicking. Bye.